So like the title said, I'm working this year to really try to become a full-time content creator. I know it's an ambitious goal. I'm excited about it. I'm scared. I'm nervous. But I'm going to try to be kind of natural and laid back a little bit in this video. I'm going to go a little bit unscripted where I just really share my thoughts with you, which is really hard for me because I'm such a nervous speaker and I'm also an extreme introvert. So public speaking, even though this is not technically public speaking, is really a tough thing for me. But I'm really trying to push myself out of my comfort zone and try something different with this video as well. So I do have my notes here with me though, so I will be toggling back and forth and listening to them because I gotta have my notes. So just a little bit about me. I grew up in poverty, and most of my family, they still live in poverty. They struggle all the time to pay their bills, to put food on the table, and I help them when I can, but I also have my own family and my own bills to cover and to pay for. So I have to find a balance between what I can do for them and what I can't do for them. But I decided a long time ago, probably in about 9th or 10th grade, that I wanted something different for my future. I didn't want my future family or myself in my future to continue to struggle like I did growing up, like my family still does. So that different thing that I chose to do was go to college. And I know that's not the path for everybody, but they do say that you are one decision away from a whole different life. And my decision to attend college is what put me into a whole different life. I do say that's what pulled me out of the depths of poverty. And even though I went to college, that didn't mean that it taught me how to manage money well. That didn't mean it set me up to become a millionaire. That didn't mean that it removed all of the financial insecurities that I actually still struggle with today. And that doesn't mean that I don't have student loans. I have student loans. I have all of those things. So I'm not in the perfect financial condition, but I'm not in poverty either. But what college did for me was give me a confidence that I couldn't have gotten if I didn't go to college. It gave me a confidence and a newfound sense of self and identity. So going to college was one of the best decisions I made for myself in my life. And I didn't go to college once. I went to college 3 times. I have a bachelor's degree and I have 2 master's degrees. So hence the student debt. So I do have student debts. And like I said, college didn't teach me to manage money. It didn't teach me to affect my life, or it gave me all the right tools to become a successful business owner, or successful entrepreneur, or a millionaire, or anything like that. So I still struggle with managing my money. I didn't learn that in the college. I still struggle with my financial insecurities. I didn't learn that in college. So here I am, almost 38 years old, still trying to figure out the money part of life. But somehow I did figure out how to run what I would call a successful small business. I hit over 6 figures for the 2nd year in a row, and I'm extremely proud of myself for doing that. 6 figures is mind-blowing to child me. So making something like that to me is like millionaire. To child like me, that's like millionaire status. Like, who would have even thought that I could get where I am today? But the problem is that to get to those over 6-figure income that I've made the past 2 years, I've had to trade my time for money. I work in a service business. I am a licensed professional counselor. So I only make money when I see clients. So hence, if I'm not seeing clients, I'm not bringing home an income. So because I'm also financially insecure, I stack my clients, and I bring them in the door because I'm like, I got to take care of myself. I got to still help take care of my family that I create. And I still want to help my extended family, my mom, my dad who just passed, but my mom, my siblings. So I'm like, I got to make this money. So I trade all of my time for money. And when you do that, you miss a lot of things. And I overwork myself, and I get myself to these exhaustion points and these burnout points. And now I just found out that I'm pregnant with my 3rd child. And even though I'm so excited and thankful for that, I just think, how much longer can I operate at the speed that I'm currently operating at, where I'm trading so much of my time and missing so many things with my family in order to bring home the income. And I'm sure I can push through it. I have been for 2 years. I know I can. I have such a strong work ethic, and I do enjoy work, and I do love what I do. So I know I can push through it, but do I want to? Do I want to continue to push through it in this speed, in this way? Or are there other opportunities for me? Are there other things that I can entertain? So because I've done a ton of research, I'm a researcher. I have 3 degrees. I love research. I love learning. And I've been doing a lot of research on passive income and how to generate more money instead of trading my time for money. And when I said I've done research, I mean, I have watched thousands of hours of YouTube videos. I've Googled and Googled and Googled and pulled up scientific evidence. I have done countless hours and hours and hours of research. So, lo and behold, all of my research has led me here to making this video, to social media. Apparently, social media is a thing, a common theme that I keep coming back to in all of my research. And if you look back and see my catalog of videos, you see that I have been trying to do this social media thing for about a year now. And I've had some growth, but it's so slow. Like, I haven't even hit 500 followers on anything. So it's so slow. And like I said, not only is it slow, I am super awkward in front of the camera. This is awkward for me. It really is. I am not a public speaker. I am not a public speaker. I am not an introvert. So I'm extremely uncomfortable doing this, talking into the void, trying to talk to you in front of a camera. And like I said, I love my scripts. Usually I have all of my stuff very well scripted out, and I like cling to that. I'm not like a super creative type of person. So like I'm really research and data minded. So scripting things out and really getting my thoughts on paper and collecting information is really what's helpful for me to get through some of these videos. So like I said, this one's different for me. This is a little bit awkward for me. So here I am, pushing through in a very public way, sharing and sitting down in front of y'all when all of this awkwardness and uncomfortableness that I'm feeling right now. But you know what? Like I tell my clients, sometimes you just have to push through the uncomfortableness to get to a point of comfort. So here I am, practicing what I'm preaching and doing what I say. So I wanted to share a little bit about the 2026 goal and why it's a big one to become a content creator for me. I know it's a big goal. I do not want to be an influencer. I want to be a content creator, and I know there is a big difference in the two. According to Google and my research, I did get the difference down here. So there is a big difference here. So I will kind of share that with you. According to Google, a content creator focuses on making valuable, often in-depth content for an audience, which is like wisdom sharing, experience, things like that, emphasizing creativity and storytelling. While an influencer, on the other hand, they leverage their existing audience and lifestyle to appeal to drive opinions and purchasing. They focus on community trends and direct engagement. So they're more about their life and their clothes, whereas a content creator is more about sharing wisdom, an experience. So hence, I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want to share the whole background of my life with everyone and, all the things I do throughout the day and all the things that I drink and eat. I'm really not that interesting of a person. So I don't really want to share all of that with you all, and you probably would fall asleep with it anyways. But I do have a lot of wisdom and experience, and I am a licensed therapist counselor. So I do have a lot of education too. So those are the things that I'm kind of wanting to create and share with you all. I also love helping and guiding people, and that's something that's really important to me, and a huge part of my identity, honestly. So that's why I'm here. That's why I want to become a content creator, a full-time content creator. But more specifically, my goal is to become a content creator who is known as an expert in building emotionally secure, conflict-resistant relationships that withstand real-life challenges before couples ever reach crisis mode. I know that was a mouthful of things to say, but basically I want to help couples gain the tools and the resources that they need to build a successful relationship before it's too late or breaking point. So let me tell you a little bit about how I got here, how I got to this specific goal of really honing in and focusing on couples early in their relationships. So like I said, I've been a therapist for almost 6 years now. But not only am I a therapist, I have lived life experience where I'm still standing, even though I've been through a lot of difficult storms that have been raging and tearing through my life. And I'm still standing. And I would say that I'm pretty strong. And I know we all have our own life experiences that have shaped us. And I really want my life experiences and my education to really make a difference in people's lives. So that's where I'm at right now. So not only do I have the education and the training, I also have the experience. And I'll talk a little bit about the experience I have in my marriage and the struggles that I have. But I'm fascinated with attachment theory of why we do the stuff that we do, especially when it comes to relationships, when it comes to me and how I function and how I show up in relationships. I am fascinated with this, and I have studied myself over and over again in other people. So let me share a little bit of things about my marriage and my marriage struggles. And I'm not going to go so in depth about them, but it's a struggle. Being married is a struggle. I've really noticed how defensive I get about things with my husband. And when I get really defensive, I've recognized that it has caused me to react to him, just to the things that he's saying to me in really unhealthy ways. And I'm still working on that. Like I said, it's a process and it's not linear process, but through therapy, working with clients and really educating myself on attachment, the nervous system, value alignment, conflict styles and patterns, and emotional safety and capacity matching, I've grown and I'm still growing in my own personal relationship building. And what I've come to is I think to myself all the time, and I'm going to share more about my relationship later on in later videos. So stay tuned, logged in, because I am going to open up and share a lot of the struggles that I personally have and that I show up as in my relationship. But this was just a brief little snippet for you. But I think to myself now, when I see couples who come in for therapy, because a lot of them come in and they tell me this is their last ditch effort. They decided to come to therapy because this was their last ditch effort and they wanted to give this a go before they call it quits. I've even said that when me and my husband went to couples counseling, marriage counseling, we said the same thing. This is our last ditch effort to really try to make this work before we go our separate ways. But through listening to clients say that and through even my own experience with it, I think to myself, dang, if these people, these clients, these human beings, if they had these tools and these skills and these resources before they got married or early in their relationship or early in their marriage, then they wouldn't be sitting here in front of me in crisis and panic mode, hoping to save their relationship. And the reason they say this is their last ditch effort is because they feel like they've done everything to try to make their relationship work and nothing has worked. But honestly, when we go to counseling, especially couples counseling, it's because no one really taught us. And I know this might sting a little bit. It's hard. It's a hard pill for me to swallow too, but no one really taught us or me what attachment compatibility looks like. Maybe some people, maybe they've learned that skills. Maybe they had a great representation of what a healthy relationship looks like and what it looks like to be emotionally and compatible with someone and to have the same attachment compatibility with somebody. That wasn't my experience. That wasn't my life. Also, most people don't teach you nervous system pairing or conflict pattern forecasting or emotional capacity matching or value alignment mapping. And these things are so important when it comes to connection, when it comes to building a relationship, especially an intimate relationship. And I bet you if I went to my mom and dad, and my dad, like I said, has passed away, but I bet if I went to my mom and dad when they were together way back then, and I said, hey, mom and dad, do you align through your attachment patterns? They would probably look at me and be like, what you talking about? What the heck? Or if I said something like, do y'all's values align? They would probably look at me like I'm crazy, which maybe I live a little bit, but who isn't? But anyways, my parents, they had a very toxic relationship, and their toxicity, that's what I saw growing up. And then even when my step parents entered the picture, they weren't the picture perfect of healthy relationship either. So I never really saw what a healthy relationship looks like. And I see it over and over again in relationships. And I see it over and over again. I hear it over and over again in people that they didn't grow up around healthy relationships. They don't know what healthy looks like. And I want to try to change that. Instead of being about couples therapy, which is a lot of the time about crisis repair or affair recovery or divorce prevention, I really want to focus on more on the premarital and early relationship emotional infrastructure building in a relationship. And I feel so strongly, I really, really feel this so strongly, that if I knew what I know now back then, that my relationship with my husband could look a whole lot different. It could be in a way healthier place instead of a daily struggle to just basically survive it. And sometimes I do feel like there has been too much damage done for our marriage to even survive, because we've been married for almost 13 years. And it's only been in the last 2 or 3 years that I've been really learning and educating myself on attachment compatibility, on nervous system pairing, on conflict pattern forecasting, on emotional capacity matching, on value alignment mapping. So that's been 10 plus years of my marriage where we have been damaging it essentially. That's years of building resentment and anger towards each other, things that we need to work through and try to forgive and try to move on from or accept and push through. And I'm telling you, relationship recovery, it's not easy. It's so hard. It's not impossible, but it's so hard. And I just really want a different outcome for other people. But it's also never too late to even learn. So even if you've been in a relationship for several years, this information could still really, really help you. So with all that being said, I'm giving myself a year to try to figure this content creator stuff out. Now that I've figured out my niche, so to say, I think this is going to be a really big push for me, and I will probably reach moments where I want to give up. I've already reached those moments several times, and I keep somehow pushing through it, and I know I will continue to reach it, but I'm going to give myself a fighting chance, and I'm going to try to prove to myself if things are going to work out or not while I'm helping other people. And my game plan here is posting on YouTube at least 4 long form videos a month, which is kind of what I'm doing now. I did kind of have a break for a little bit because my dad was in hospice, and I was really spending some time with him. And then, like I said, he passed away. So I did have to take a few weeks off. But I don't want to be too ambitious. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to at least try to post 1 short form video a day as well. I'm going to do check-ins along the way and document my journey along the way. So I'm going to try to do some pillars here as well. Even though I'm niching down, I'm still going to do pillars. Like I said, one of the pillars is going to be more like behind the scenes, kind of like this video. Even entertaining, maybe some vlog style, maybe. But like I said, my life's not really that crazy exciting that I just want to share all the things with everyone. And I also don't live this perfect cookie cutter, perfectly clean house life like you see all thrown over social media, which I know what people put out there is not always true. So, but my life doesn't look like that because my life sometimes it just runs on sweet tea and chaos. So maybe I'll share some of that with you guys. I'm not sure, but I do want to do the behind the scenes thing. So we'll see how that kind of shapes up. Another pillar is the kind of educational pillar, which is what, if you look back at my videos, that's where most of my videos kind of are. It's like the talking head kind of videos where I'm going to be sharing topics and tools and resources with you all. And then I think I'm going to have like a reflective type of pillar where I'm going to share the Reddit stories, which some of my videos are the Reddit stories. I'm going to be sharing some of my own personal life experiences. And this pillar is where I want you all to kind of reach out to me and share your experiences and your fears and your attachment stuff and all of the things so we could talk about it and we can reflect on it and we can work through it together. So I'm excited and I'm nervous about this, especially since I've been doing this, like I said, for already a year now, and I haven't had much success in this year, or maybe I won't say success, but much growth in this year. But I really think this new kind of found clarity in my goals is really shining a new light, and it's going to really help me. So relationships is probably the number one place that I struggle most, the area of struggle in my life. And I know I'm not alone in that. So I really believe that shining light and more kind of diving in on this area could really help me and a lot of other people as well. And it can really be a really domino effect of changing the whole relationship blueprint throughout the world, maybe. So I also do recognize there are obstacles. Life is life, and there'll always be obstacles. One major obstacle is I'm still very uncomfortable with this. I'm uncomfortable with the camera, and wanting to write things out word for word, and going out and talking in the public and speaking like this. It terrifies me. So navigating that is a huge obstacle for me. Also, time is a big obstacle. It takes time to create, to edit, to post, to do all of the things that go into content creator, plus running my business and seeing my clients and taking care of my family. So that's a lot. Like I said, I work full time. I have a family. I have kids. I have 2 kids. I'm pregnant with my 3rd, which is another obstacle because I'm due August 1st. So I'm having to navigate that because that's part of the 2026 year, while also staying on task. And then another obstacle is I'm still healing from my dad's passing. So there are days that are very up and down for me. There are days where I cannot stop crying. It's a lot. It's a lot to navigate. Grief is a lot to navigate in itself. So that's a major obstacle. And then I'm navigating my own marital challenges and trying to undo 13 years of damage, resentment, and things that just can't be taken back after they've been said or done. So that's a big obstacle for me. But I'm looking at this like a business, and every single business, doesn't matter what it is, comes with challenges. So I'm excited to dive into these things and to learn more and more along the way, and to share all the things with you all and to walk alongside you in this journey. So please join me in this. What are your goals in regards to your relationship? And if you're not in one, do you want to be in one? Do you know your attachment style? Do you know your conflict patterns? Do you know the things? Comment below on relationship challenges that you have faced or that you are facing, or you think you might face in the future. And I'm going to be sharing my own challenges and the lessons that I've learned and all of the things as well. And I want to be able to share, and that we come together and we support each other and we heal and we grow together. Because like I said, I know I'm not the only one who struggles in a relationship. And I want you to know that you are not either. So just subscribe and comment and do all the things if you feel called to do so. Because of course, this helps me know that I'm not just talking out in a void, that there's actually someone out there, and that maybe I'm heading in the right direction. And like I said, that I'm speaking to at least one person. So if that's you, comment, let me know. I hope you join me, and I'll see you on the next.